I understand that from kind of a quantum perspective intellectually.
Mantra, once this is even touched as your experience, that's finished. Once you know yourself in a real sense, that's why Maharaj is constantly pointing to that. Whatever your ideas and beliefs you have about yourself are creating this bubble that you need to break through, and you break through it with mantra, so that there are no ideas and beliefs about yourself. Because the formlessness, there's nothing on that. All attributes or anything that's related to the formlessness has been added in the form of concept and is not real.
You know, I think that can happen through grace too, though, because I remember being in an office and I felt like my consciousness was under everything and I saw everything really clearly. I didn't understand it intellectually, but it was really cool to have this sort of bifurcation of attention where I was aware of what was going on, and yet there was no, it was a really cool place to be, just kind of like taking it all in. It was all just unfolding. And I was just like, I felt like I was underneath it all, that there was a base of grounding of beingness, and then everything else was happening on the surface. And I saw interactions with people much more clearly. I could see what was going on, from a different perspective. But I didn't know, and I didn't understand anything about that. I just thought, this is cool. And I don't know what brought it about. It was just like a happening. And I thought, wow, this is cool, that I'm observing this interaction from a place that was much deeper than the mind. It's like a much deeper perception than just the surface. The mind was on the surface, and it was okay. It was fine. It was all included. So it wasn't anything wrong. But it was just like this perspective.
And that is a natural way of seeing.
Yeah, it was really cool. But I couldn't seem to do it at will. It just sort of happened.
Well, because that's when you're not trying to do anything at will or thinking about the fact that there's a doer doing something. Right. That's that like total blank.
Yeah, that was good because I wasn't trying to I was doing my job. And I was just, doing stuff. I was talking to people and I could listen to everything around me. And it was like, wow, it was a place of clarity and silence. And it was like I could and a clear seeing. But I don't think I did anything. I didn't know anything about mantra in those days. It was some kind of grace that just came, and I was like, wow. But I didn't know how to maintain it. You know what I mean? It was just, I didn't have the tool, that said, it just happened.
Right.
Is that what Maharaj means by those glimpses of I? When he says the body is nothing but those glimpses of I.
Well, glimpses of I without anything else added on to it. The sense of presence. Just I without anything. Just glimpses of I. No body, no world, no nothing. Just that, the sense of presence is the kind of aroma that selfless self is seeing through body form and knowing that there's formless presence that I'm the knower of. Therefore, all this form is not myself. It's appearing inside myself, on my spontaneous presence, and it's illusion. And see, like Maharaj says, it's not so much the dream sequence as the idea of being in a dream. When you know you're dreaming, you behave and act differently. It's not so personal. It's not so, oh my God, if this happens. And that's the same way when you remain with your selfless self and you're seeing that all this form is appearing on spontaneous presence within the selfless self that you are, then it stops having any importance, just like the dream. Oh, I'm dreaming, so to speak, because this is all occurring inside myself. So anything that seems to be happening, I don't have to pay a lot of attention or really do. I can do what's needed to be done, but I don't have to stress about it because it's a dream. My presence is everywhere in every being, and all of this is occurring, but it's nothing happening to me. It can't be, because I know myself in a real sense as the knower of the sense of presence, absolutely formless, with no attributes, with nothing. So anything that appears in that nothing is illusion, And then with mantra, it's training the mind to basically just discard, discard, discard. Thoughts are still flowing, but what thought to accept? If it's a thought about form or something that needs an I am somebody else created, that thought passes without any attention, activated and into a thinker thinking that thought.